Where the heck?
What's going on, everybody? We're here on a Friday night, which means it must be time to handle our balls. Another episode of Sports Balls is here.
Jesus Christ!
Actually, before I even get to that, I think this is the first time, I can't remember how long, that all four of us are actually on screen at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Long time.
It's been a long time.
So let me throw it around the room, see how everybody's doing. First, let me throw it over to Ryan. Ryan, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. Before we get further, do want to do a little quick plug right now from our, because I have it right in front of me. Our good friends at Motor Oil Coffee, where we have our own delicious organic Sumatran blend. Ah, that shit smells like crack cocaine, folks. Work it.
Glad to hear you're doing good. Let me throw it over to the guy whose team is going to get absolutely embarrassed by my team tomorrow night, and that would be Casa. Casa, what's going on?
Oh, here we go.
No,
And so it begins.
I'm doing well. I'm excited for tomorrow night, but you won't be. You won't be because the Giants are about to get demolished.
All right. Let's John, save it for when we talk about it. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Let me throw it over now to the man who's usually behind the screen, but he will be joining us tonight. That's Carl. Carl, what's going on?
Not much. Can't wait for this show, man.
Oh yes, and
then hold on. Let's take it over to Mr. I'll call you back. I'm still waiting on that call back. John, how you doing, buddy?
I am stupendous today. I am marvelous. I don't want to pull my hair out. I don't want to hit my head against the wall. I'm doing great.
Happy Friday! Happy Friday!
Exactly.
You're a Giants fan, so you're going to be pulling your hair out.
Hey, John. Want some crack? Want some organic crack?
Before we get into what's going on tonight, I do want to give some other plugs. Wow, that really went dirty in my head there for a second. But other plugs. Find us on all social media accounts. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Find us, subscribe to us. If you're on our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. It does wonders for us. All you just got to do is when you're on the YouTube page, hit the subscribe button, then hit the little bell and like to be notified of all future videos, including exclusive YouTube interviews that we have coming up. And guys, we have a lot of big stuff coming up for you guys.
Yes, sir.
But let's get into some football talk, shall we? Because we have completed the wild card round. Now, Ryan, I think you took down exactly the picks, if I remember correctly, right?
No, I didn't. Carl did.
Carl, you did?
Remember, I wasn't here last week.
No, Carl wasn't here. Carl wasn't here last week. Remember?
Okay.
Oh, you're right.
That was
You know what? I didn't write it down. No, I think that was me. I didn't write it down.
Ah, shoot. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
But it's okay. I will give a quick recap to any of those viewers out there that have been sleeping under a rock for the last week and a half.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because if you remember, I did comment about the Monday night game.
Yes, you did. So we kicked it off with Seattle and San Fran. I picked the Niners because Seattle can, they can fly themselves into the Pacific Ocean right now. I don't remember what you guys picked.
I chose the Niners.
I chose Seahawks.
That I remember. Costa chose the 49ers.
Yeah.
I chose Seattle on that one.
Yeah.
Of course you did, John.
Who did you pick?
49.
Carl.
I had the 49ers.
Okay. And then later on that night was a game that pretty much you cannot even fucking write a better story for.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
And that was Jacksonville and the Chargers. Now, folks, mind you, the Chargers were leading 27-0 at halftime.
Yeah, exactly.
Somehow the Jaguars came back and won it.
Jesus Christ. That was crazy.
I picked Jacksonville on that one, so I was 2-0. Costa.
I chose San Diego. Sorry, I chose LA, the Chargers, yeah.
I know you almost said San Diego. Trust me, I feel the same way. John?
I picked Jacksonville.
Oh, who cares? Carl?
What?
Jags.
Jags? Okay.
John, I'm kidding, man. What you pick?
I picked Jacksonville on that one.
Okay, so
Now, here's my only question for that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Go
I
ahead.
got to do this. I got to
Yes.
plug in here somewhere. It's funny how the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguar owns a wrestling company, but WWE always gives the Super Bowl champs a WWE championship belt. Are they going to give that to the Jags if they win?
That would be
we'll find out when the time comes. So let me move on to Sunday. Game number 1.
Ryan,
Buffalo against Miami.
You.
Ha! Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Zubin. And for the rest of you, fuck you. I'm just kidding. So anyway, we got Buffalo and Miami. In a very close game, in my opinion. I picked Buffalo in this one.
Yep, Buff.
I took Buffalo on this one also.
Buff.
I think we all did.
Buffalo's
And
hungry.
Mm.
And
then this one
the
was.
reason I'm
And
saying
then this
Buffalo
one.
is very
Oh,
hungry.
yeah. That. Now and I think out of all the.
It's because of their player. They want that championship for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think this is the.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. Now I think the next game was the only game that I got wrong. Oh wait, no. Actually, I think I was perfect this weekend.
I think you were. Yeah, I think you were. Yeah.
I think I was perfect. This one was Minnesota and the Giants. I picked the Giants out of that one, and boy, what a fucking game!
When we get more into it, I'll tell you why. But honestly, the way the Giants played against Minnesota is probably the best version I have seen of this Giants team all season.
It was.
And you playing like this, going into your next round against those Eagles team that nobody cares about except for Costa.
John, we'll get into that. Stay on the track. Don't jump 50 yards ahead.
Yeah.
Or you get put in
Focus.
timeout, John.
Okay.
Focus, John,
Okay.
or you'll get a 2-minute penalty.
Go ahead.
Anyway, the night game, which was Cincinnati and Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
And Cincinnati won. Also, there were a lot of close games that weekend.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's
I didn't expect
was-
the game to be so close.
I didn't either. I picked Cincinnati on that one.
So did I. Yeah.
I think I picked Baltimore on that one.
And now we get on to the Monday night game as the Dallas Cowgirls took on Canadians' favorite tease, a.k.a. the Tampa Bay Deflators. I mean, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I can't believe it. Okay, one thing that I need to say is I can't believe what happened to the Bucks, man. I can't believe that.
I do.
Gosh, the Helen Keller could have called that a mile away.
And I picked the Dallas Cowgirls.
Costa, Helen Keller picked the fucking Cowgirls.
Yeah, I know. Holy shit. That's messed up. That's messed up.
And listen, she knew that Brady did not have a great season.
Because he lost his wife or what? I think that's why.
I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay.
John has something to say because I can see the look in his face. What?
Should I show it?
No, I'm just reading the comments. Go ahead.
Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says me and Carl Ryan as a tag team called the Ballz team.
Wait, hold on, zoom it. I'm gonna fix that up. We're called the Ballers.
There you go, Ryan. Oh, look at Josh's face.
So let's get into the games.
For this week?
No. For what happened, recap. I know we went through the scores, but there's a few things I want to get to with some of the games.
Jacksonville pretty much pulled an AEW and rewrote the second half of the show, second half of the game. What else do you want to know?
I'll tell you this right now. I think Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy both got a monkey off their shoulders.
I'm not touching that one.
I'm being dead serious right now because how long has the talk been in sports radio that Prescott can't win the big one, Mike McCarthy doesn't have what it takes to get over that hump?
He can't. He'll lose next round against the 49ers like last year. Trust me on that.
I don't know. To be honest, they were very
I do know. 49ers are too good, man. They're too good. Trust me.
The Niners are too good.
Yeah, but would you guys have said that knowing Brock Purdy was going to be the quarterback?
Listen, Purdy was great. He passed 332 yards.
Yeah, and the funny part is he was Mr. Irrelevant a couple years ago.
Mr. Irrelevant, yeah.
As far as I'll say this right now, Buffalo to me squeezed past Miami.
Yeah, they did.
I'll tell you right now, we'll get into our picks later on tonight. But I'll tell you right now.
Go ahead.
Don't know. They're going to have to change up their whole game plan going up against Cincinnati.
It'll be tough.
Because Miami played them well, and they had a third-string quarterback.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Yeah, you're right.
But you also have to look this way. Look at Joe Burrow's playoff career. He's lost one playoff game, which happened to be the Super Bowl last year.
Wow.
As far as the Chargers-Jags game, I'll tell you right now, nobody can ever count out the Jacksonville Jaguars right now.
Hold on. I did choose the Chargers, but I did say that I also said that Doug Peterson is a mastermind. So I covered all my bases there, but anyway.
But I'll tell you
here's a little fun fact. Sorry to cut you off, John.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
According to ESPN, when they show the stats of the score, they show the win probability, like the percentage and whatnot. With 5 minutes remaining in the game, the Chargers had an 85% chance of winning.
Yep.
And they went faster than a pig in shit.
The fact that the Chargers haven't fired their head coach yet to me, after what happened, is a surprise.
Not only that, I don't think he was the problem. The problem was definitely the offensive coach who they got rid of. But also, you have to look at it this way: the one player that cost them 2 major penalties.
Oh yes.
Bosa.
Yes, I agree with you about Bosa, but I also look at it this way. Chargers haven't done well recently. They haven't gotten over that hump. And Los Angeles, unfortunately, is not a Sheboygan type of area. It's a big city. And the LA fan base is tired. I mean, I don't know this for a fact. I'm just saying this off of being a New Yorker. But they always say LA and New York are very similar. I guarantee you, if you turn around and ask any fans in the Los Angeles area of what's going on, I can guarantee they're all going to say, we're tired of constantly losing. And unfortunately, that's what the Chargers have become. They've become a laughing stock, in my opinion. And the fact that you blow a 27-0 lead, to me, is ridiculous.
It's not worse than the Falcons, though. But anyway,
actually, Costa, this was.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think in my opinion, this game was worse than the 28 to. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta call this out right now. Someone is echoing. I don't know if it's me or someone else. I'm sorry. I'm really calling it out because
I think it's me. Maybe.
I'm really sorry to pull that out.
It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
Okay.
It's Costa.
How about everything down? Okay, we're good. I'm sorry, Costa. I love you, man, but at the same time, I've been dealing with a massive headache all day. So the echo is like killing me tonight. So anyway, but I feel like Jacksonville and Chargers was worse than when Atlanta blew the lead to the Patriots. Granted, I know that was a Super Bowl game, but at least it wasn't a complete, shutout at halftime.
Well, I look at it this way also. You had a 28-3, and I've noticed this in sports a lot. And Ryan, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. How many times have we seen it in sports where also the team has a huge lead? And it's not even just football. Look at basketball when, Warriors Cavs finals for so many years. And it always seemed like, okay, Cavs were up 3-0, and then all of a sudden the Warriors won it. Or even in baseball, for example, when you see it, and you see, the Mets are up 8-0 over the Braves, also to lose the game 9-8.
Also, another example. You remember 2000? If you go back to 2004, ALCS, Yankees had a 3-0 lead. The Red Sox came back. They won the next 4 games, and then they swept the Cardinals and won the World Series.
Yeah, and
also another example. Speaking of NBA, just recently, the Knicks had a 9-point lead with like 1 minute remaining against Dallas, and they came back.
Yeah, I totally. But to me, that's one thing I never understood in sports is this mentality that we have a huge lead against so and so. We don't have to be so aggressive against them. To me, if I was the head coach of a team, and my team had a sizable lead, I would continue to play them as if I had a 3-0 lead.
Exactly.
Because to me, the one thing I'll never understand is you have your foot on the fucking gas pedal.
Exactly.
Why would you take it off?
Because you ran out of gas.
And there's somebody on the show that actually happened to.
I wasn't referring to that, John. I was being serious. They probably ran out of gas at halftime because they got a little too full of themselves.
Yeah. To me, and Costa, we'll let you back in a second, buddy. Believe me, when I try to do this to be mean, just the echo. But Costa, if you could start like miming to us, maybe that will help a little bit. But no, in all seriousness, you look at the games that happen. I mean, I'll tell you right now, the Bengals got away scot-free. Hi, Carl. Welcome back.
Thank you.
The Bengals got away scot-free. It was only because of the fumble at the end of the game that they got the win.
I hate to say this too, but Minnesota got lucky. Minnesota unfortunately got the shit end of the stick also because I forgot his name. I forgot who it was, but his knee went down 1 yard from the end zone.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, that Minnesota game, and I said this when we started the show tonight, I'm going to stick to this. That was the best version I have ever seen of this current Giants squad. Because they played a Minnesota team that nobody thought the Giants were going to pull it off, and they went in there and they pretty much controlled that game from the start. To the point that somebody I work with made a great comment to me. He said, does this have the same feeling as 07? Because think about what happened in 07. Giants were on the road the entire playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants, I think their first round opponent was Tampa Bay, if I remember correctly.
Let me find that out. Let me do some research right now. Hold on.
Because my thing with that is, if I remember correctly, being Tampa Bay, it was almost similar to what it was like now with Minnesota.
Okay, let's see here. Okay. So I actually have them right in front of me, and also looking at it right now, they were all close games. So you had the Giants beating Tampa in the first round, 24-14. Then you had the Giants beat the Dallas Cowgirls, 21-17. Then they went to some frozen tundra in Green Bay. I guess I guess that's where the Packers play. And won in 23-20 in overtime. And then at the Super Bowl, winning 17-14.
And what ranking was the Cowboys that year, if I remember correctly?
I don't know.
I think they're seeded. Let me put it that way. I think they were the number 1 seed that year.
I'm trying to look it up right now, so bear with me for a second.
Because if you go based off that, also mention the fact that the year that they won their first Super Bowl under Eli, it was his 4th season. We're in the 4th season right now with Daniel Jones.
By the way, they were ranked number 1 in the NFC.
So again, and I know it's coincidence, but I would only say coincidence if it was like 1 or 2 things. But it was, and also, if I'm not mistaken, isn't the Super Bowl this year in Arizona?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
And also just like this year, the NFC East had 3 out of the 4 teams make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you look at how it is with the whole setup, and as much as people want to hate it, I think the Giants. Brian, you said it last week. The Giants are a dark horse team, and I really think they are. If they play like they did in Minnesota, tell me a team that can beat them.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Now they got Philly, and Philly's tough. When we get to the game, we'll talk more about it.
Okay, but I know Costa's like itching to get to that stuff. So Costa, I'll unmute you now, buddy.
No, hold on. Carl has something.
Yeah.
So,
Carl, go ahead.
Speaking of the Minnesota Vikings, earlier today they fired their DC after an early playoff exit.
Really?
Their defensive coordinator was fired.
It could be worse. It could be worse. They could be Tampa Bay's coaching right now.
Well, could be.
Oh, what the hell was that? Sound like a screeching cat. That sounds like
Actually, can I show one of the comments from Zubin right now on Facebook? It's actually kind of
Go ahead. I want to see this. No, God. Anything else? Anything else there, Brett? One?
What else does he say here? He says, fuck the apparently, Carl, he wants a Pepsi from you.
No.
He said that one.
My Pepsi.
Where is my Pepsi, Carl? Zubin, your Pepsi is at the bodega down the block from you.
Thank you, Ryan.
You have those two wonderful inventions called legs. Why don't you actually get up and start walking?
Costa. Damn you, Costa!
I know. I'm ignoring Costa.
John is the only one that gets picked on, not me and Ryan.
Carl, it's okay. Wait, what the hell did I?
Oh,
I saw it. I saw it. Soon to be Mr. Soon to be clean. Just remember one thing, Zubin. At least I can get on. At least I can still get on all the rides at Disney World, buddy. And I don't need a booster seat.
John's looking all confounded.
John looks constipated right now.
I think his computer crashed or froze.
Maybe he fondled his balls too much. Yeah, I think it is frozen, actually.
It's frozen.
Oh, if only someone had a screenshot.
Yeah, I know.
If only someone had a screenshot of that face.
Why don't we get into some of the firings that has happened since the playoffs, since last weekend's games?
Yeah.
There's an interesting report coming out. Hold on. The new Titans general manager wants time to evaluate quarterback and roster.
Costa, you're on mute.
So,
Can you hear me now?
yep.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
So after a 7-10 season, this new general manager wants to reevaluate all players.
Yes.
And what team is this again?
Titans.
Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
They haven't been relevant in years, honestly.
Well, they made the playoffs.
And he was only introduced today.
Shit. Well, the Vikings DC coach is not the only one that got fired this week. The Dolphins fired their DC, Josh Boyer, after 3 seasons.
And the Ravens fired Greg Roman.
Yep.
Greg Roman as well. Yeah, I believe.
But I think the biggest one of all is the Bucks.
Byron.
I'm gonna pull it up right now, actually, because I remember reading something about what their plan is when it comes to the coaching.
Yeah.
The Bucks fired Leftwich. Oh, it was Todd Bowles that did the overhaul.
Yeah.
I think Tom Ballz got rid of like 8 coaches or something like that.
Yeah, all of them.
Yes.
Almost all of them. Yeah, almost all of them. Yeah.
I love that the coach is trying to get rid of everyone but himself.
Because he doesn't want to hold accountability.
Tom Ballz hasn't been relevant in years.
No, he wasn't even good when he was with the Jets.
No, he wasn't.
I'm trying to think of who was the quarterback when he was. That wasn't Wilson.
Was it Gino?
Fuck, who was
No.
the Jets quarterback? Yeah. God, it was.
I think it was Gino.
It was Gino, I think. Gino Smith.
God, I remember those days.
Oh God.
Oh, by the way, John, welcome back from the
But
frozen
also,
tundra.
too,
Yeah. What happened?
Apparently, John was using the AOL 3 minutes.
No, it's called it's called it's called my laptop decided to take a massive you know what.
In other words, your laptop couldn't handle your balls.
True.
Moving on.
he plays.
see what you started, John?
Never mind. No.
The show is called Sports Ball. So
But here's an interesting report. The Commanders opened the first sports book in NFL Stadium.
Yeah, in their dumpster fire of a stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
To
They need to,
me,
like,
the Commanders will
overhaul
never be
everything.
relevant
Yep.
as long as Daniel Snyder still owns them.
Pretty much.
And we
Yeah,
all
when are they
know
gonna get a new owner, man? Dan Snyder.
Costa. The only way they're gonna get a new owner for Washington is if Roger Goodell gets his hand out of Brady's ass and actually does his job.
Really?
Similar, you remember when the Clippers? Oh, what was his face?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that shit.
That racist guy.
What's his name?
Same thing, and the NBA came in and said, "No, we're owning this team now until we're going to find somebody."
Yeah, that's true.
Here's an interesting fact about this whole thing. Okay.
What?
The Maryland State Lottery and Game Control Commission for Spets watering, the approval was August 17th for 5 years.
Wow.
Because they're trying to do it as a way to bring money into the stadium.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, people forget gambling, despite the fact that you don't get a lot of people who do good at it. Gambling is a huge moneymaker in the sports world.
It is. Oh, it is. Perfect example. Look at the mattress guy from Houston.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, why do you think places like MetLife Stadium? Why do you think they're trying to get sports betting allowed in there?
I mean, that'll be very interesting.
Because people, like I said, people forget sports gambling is probably one of the biggest channels for sports teams to make money. That's not advertising or merchandising or seats.
Yep.
It's gambling. It's people turn around and say, "Oh, let me bet $100 that the Giants are going to score 10 points in the first quarter."
Mm-hmm.
And don't kid yourself. When we get to the Super Bowl, you're going to start seeing everything be betted.
Yep.
You're going to see that you have the thing called the prop bets, where it's going to be over under the amount of times Rihanna trips going on stage.
Oh God, if that happens, I'll be given a standing ovation.
Or over under that,
or how long the national anthem is.
Yeah, stuff like that. But that's probably the biggest thing when it comes to the sports world. But as far as these games though this week, I mean, let me throw it around to you guys quickly before we start previewing the upcoming games.
Okay.
Out of all the games this past weekend, not the weekend coming up. I know I asked this when we do our wrestling show, but I asked this now with this. Let me start it off. Actually, I'll start with Ryan. Ryan, what was your favorite game of the weekend?
I got two of them actually.
Okay.
It's Minnesota and the Giants. And I have to say, Jacksonville and fucking Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree.
That's a massive comeback.
I totally agree with you on that one. Carl, what about you?
I have two also. Dallas and Tampa Bay.
Really?
And definitely the Chargers and Jacksonville game.
I think we're all in agreement that the Chargers and Jaguars was the best game of the entire weekend.
Okay, so maybe I should have rephrased the question.
Correct.
What was
besides
the Jacksonville game? What was your
besides that, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I think we're all in agreement. That one.
Yeah.
For me, it's the Dallas game.
I would say.
For me, it's Minnesota and Giants.
Costa, what about you?
I would say I was pretty, because I chose Minnesota, right? So I was actually pretty surprised that the Giants defense like dominated like that for sure. Yeah, definitely the Giants. Then.
I'm in agreement.
Now, John, let me throw it to you actually. Besides Jacksonville and the Chargers and Giants and Minnesota, because we know
there was only a few games to choose from, though. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I know.
So for me, not Jacksonville or the Giants.
I go Buffalo, Miami.
Yeah, I would.
That one was really close.
I would do that for one reason, because Miami held their own with one of the toughest teams, and they had their third quarterback, who probably will be on some practice squad come next year.
People are actually forgetting that the Ravens only lost by one touchdown, and the receiver was this close to catching the ball at the end.
I know.
Yeah, but Costa, I agree though. But look at Miami and Buffalo. Nobody thought Miami going into the game was going to be able. They thought they were going to get blown out by Buffalo.
Yeah, that's true.
And they went in there and they held their own against Buffalo.
I agree.
But I think it's safe to say, guys, why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick break, come back, and we start previewing the upcoming games?
Sure, yeah.
And I have a suggestion of how to preview the games. I have an idea. Okay. But we'll do it after the commercial break.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll be right back right after this.
Yes, sir.
Hey, folks, this is Carl from the ATR Network. Just want to let you know we have a brand new sponsor. It's Doobie Energy. All your energy drinks with no jitters and no crash. Check this out. See you next time.
And we are back live right here on Sports Ballz.
Oh, we're back. Oh, sorry. Yeah, disco. Sorry.
Guys, definitely go try Doobie Energy. Fantastic stuff. Yes, Carl?
Well, real quick, here's the Doobie. Trust me, it's what I say. But I forgot to say something before we get into the previewing of these upcoming weeks. The game. There's a report from the Detroit Detroit News called Jerry Green. Since 1967, he has been at every single Super Bowl. 56
Really?
years going will end this year. He is 94 years old, and he told the news his declining health led to his decision to end the streak. He is in a wheelchair and is on oxygen. So this will be his last year doing a Super Bowl report.
Oh man.
Wow.
Wow.
That's history
Wow.
right there.
That is.
That's impressive. That's really impressive. But Ryan, what was your idea on how to preview these upcoming games?
So much.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Also,
Go ahead, Carl.
the NFL in recent years have been given his family credentials to go to the games to help him
Oh,
with all his reporting.
okay. Wow.
That's pretty cool. So just like last time, I'm going to. Oh, thank you, Carl. So just like last time, I'm going to, say the games and do the picks and whatnot. But I'm going to add something a little different. Besides the over under for the betting as well as the probability.
Yeah.
I'm also going to throw in the injury reports
Okay.
Okay.
to give a better understanding
I'm
for
writing
those.
down the picks.
Yes.
Thank
please
you.
do, please do. Yes.
So we are kicking things off tomorrow afternoon, actually at 4:30, as the Jacksonville Jaguars takes on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ha, 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 ha.
Now, going into this game, according to the predictor, the Chiefs have a 78.7% chance of winning. According to the betting line, it's Kansas City at -9.
Oof.
Oh,
Now, for the injury reports,
9.5.
oh, 9.5? Okay, but still, the over-under is 52.5. That's the over-under.
wow.
So, on Jacksonville's side, they have 5 players that are questionable. You have, if I fuck up the names, I apologize. Kendrick Pryor, Jamal Agnew, Trevor Lawrence is also questionable.
Really?
Brandon Scherf, and Ross Madison. Meanwhile, on the Chiefs side, you have Maycole Hardman, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Jody Fortson. I'm sorry. Hardman is out, and Edwards-Helaire and Fortson are on injured reserve.
Really? Okay.
Those two went into effect today, actually.
Yeah.
So since I'm gonna let me pick who's gonna go first. Let's go with Tata. You, buddy.
Okay. All right. So it's between Jags and Kansas City, correct?
After the probability, the spread really doesn't matter. But after the probability and the players that are on the injury report, what do you got?
I'm still going with the Chiefs, man. I can't go against Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes is too.
Yeah.
Johnny?
I am in agreement on that. Give me the Chiefs as well for one other reason, and it's not because of Mahomes or because of that defense. That stadium gets loud.
Yeah.
I remember I think it was a couple years ago. I remember they had a Monday night game, and they got so loud it actually caused a mini earthquake.
They broke a record for the highest decibel, I think.
And Trevor Lawrence, to me, he's a good quarterback. I'm not taking that away from the kid.
But he's questionable now.
A, he's questionable, and B, you're going into arguably one of the toughest stadiums to play in. I don't think he has what it takes to win that game.
Also,
give me the Chiefs in that one.
there's also another sneak, like something that people are talking about. Doug Peterson knows what Andy Reid is gonna do. So,
Yes, Costa, I agree on
Yeah,
that. But
that's right.
here's the thing though. Andy Reid is a veteran in this industry. He's a legend.
yes.
He'll have some tricks up his sleeve in that game. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, but let's see. Let's see. I go again. I go with the Chiefs. So
Yeah, I take
let's
the
see
Chiefs on that one as well.
yes, sir.
Carl.
So real quick, that was trying to remember which week this was. But the Jacksonville and Chiefs played each other before in regular season, and
Yeah.
it was the Chiefs that overcame Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who do you choose now?
Who do you got, Carl?
Who do I? I'm actually going with the Jags.
Really?
Really? Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs because
I'm picking the Jags.
I'm going with the Chiefs because not because of the stadium, John. I mean, granted that's a good factor, but again, Kansas City is just way too tough. You got Mahomes, you got a great defense, you got Andy Reid as their coach. Like, come on,
It's too much. It's too much.
so I'm gonna skip the night game because I'm saving that for last.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I know these two knuckleheads over here are going to be having a dispute worse than when knucklehead number one and knucklehead number two went at it over Tom Brady's deflated balls. Now,
Why are we talking about Costa's favorite pastime?
it's all Canadian, unfortunately.
That Costa likes.
It's all Canadian.
Bro,
Okay.
I'm not the one with deflated balls, so I don't know what you're talking about here. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So.
Costa, we can go back to the tape from last week, and you said on the show last week.
2 weeks. Oh no.
Anyway, it was last week.
Go ahead,
Anyway,
go ahead.
so kicking off Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. on CBS for us here in the U.S. Because I don't know what they have up there. They have TSN, Nick Jr. I don't know what they have with the games on. So you have the Buffalo Bills at home taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Now going into this game, the Bills have a 65.1% chance of winning. For the gamblers out there, the spread is Buffalo at -5.5. And the injury report as of right now, these went into effect today for Cincinnati's side. Jonah Williams and Alex Kappa are out, and Trey Flowers is considered doubtful. On Buffalo's side, you have Micah Hyde, who is on injured reserve, DeQuan Jones as questionable, Jamison Crowder on injured reserve, and Jordan Phillips as questionable. Now, I'm going to throw this up to Carl to start it off for us.
I'm going with the Bills.
It's going to be close, though.
The Bills are hungry.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close game, but I'm going with Bills because they are hungry.
Mm-hmm. This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one for real.
Now, here's something interesting about the Bills. Okay, I got to say this. I got to give Bills credit for something. With the injured player, he didn't play a full season on the roster. Okay, so technically they could cut his pay by $20,000.
Yep.
They said no. He's getting full pay.
Yep.
Wow.
As if he played the entire season. So I give the Bills credit for that. Kudos to them.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So you got Bills. John?
I got Buffalo as well for a couple of reasons. One, I seriously do not want a neutral site for the AFC Championship game. I think that was more than anything. More problems than anything. And like I mentioned before,
hold on,
yes, Carl.
Don, the neutral site was only for last week.
No,
That
No,
was only for the
No,
wild
no.
card game. Wasn't for this one.
no, Carl. No, it's for the AFC Championship game.
yeah, it was for this. It was for this. It was for
No,
this.
this is in the AFC. It's only for the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
also
That's next week.
I'm
Yeah.
taking Buffalo for another reason. Yes, did they barely get past Miami? Yes. Actually, I say that, and then I also remember the fact that the Bengals have a quarterback coming into this game who's only lost one playoff game. But a part of me still thinks it's going to be Buffalo. I think that defense is going to cause problems for the Bengals. A lot of the key Bengals offensive line guys are out right now. So, yeah, I think Buffalo is going to keep this train going here. So, give me Buffalo in this game.
Costa.
Like I said, this is a tough one, man. This is a real tough one. This is a real tough one.
Well, while you're thinking, Acosta, I'll give my pick while you're thinking. I'm sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
I got Buffalo. Buffalo was too tough. Again, just like John said, yeah, they barely made it past Miami, but again, Buffalo has been dominant for the last few years. They have a solid core team, and as Carl stated earlier, they want to try and win it all for their teammate.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's do this. At the beginning of the season, I predicted that. At the very beginning of the season, I predicted that the Bills and Eagles will be in the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Okay.
Clean sweep for Buffalo.
Clean sweep for Buffalo. Okay.
Well, we're all for Buffalo.
That's across the board.
Yep. Now, on to game number 3. The Sunday night game. In my opinion, I think it's going to be the best game out of the weekend. I'm sorry, guys. I'm being straightforward.
I agree.
Because you got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Dallas Cowboys in San Fran.
I thought you were talking about something different, man. Shit. Okay. Never mind.
No, Costa. Here's why. Because I'm looking at the stats right now.
Okay.
According to the matchup predictor, it can go either way.
Are you serious, man?
According to this, they're saying that the Cowboys have a 53.2% chance of winning.
Bullshit. Absolutely.
But here's the thing, though. The spread is San Fran at -4.
Okay. Wow.
Now for the injury report. For the Cowboys, you have Devin Harper and Simi Fehoko, if I'm saying that name right, on injured reserve. J-Ron Curse as questionable, and Jason Peters is out. And then on the Niners, no surprise there, Jimmy Garoppolo is out, and Ambry Thomas is also out. So now I'm going to throw this over to Johnny Boy.
This one is probably, other than the other game that I know Ryan's leaving for last, probably the second toughest game for me to pick for one reason. You got two teams here that are led by one quarterback who a few years ago was Mr. Irrelevant and Brock Purdy. You got the other side, you got Dak Prescott. Is this finally going to be his run, or this one's a tough one? This one I think is going to be a coin flip, in my opinion. And I think if I had to give a key to the game, when you got two quarterbacks in the situation like this with Prescott and Purdy, it's whatever quarterback makes the less mistakes. And I just think the Cowboys, coming off of last week's win against Tampa Bay, a team that a lot of people thought Tampa Bay was going to do something, but just like Tom Brady, they got deflated and went home. I think the Cowboys are going to win. I really think they're going to win. And I think it's going to come solely down to the fact that Prescott plays a more conservative game, a better, more fundamental game than Brock does right now. So give me the Cowboys in that one.
Okay. Costa.
Contrary to what John is saying, this is the easiest game to pick. I'm gonna go with the give me the 49ers, man. Y'all joking.
Oh, don't worry, Costa. You and I are about to have our little
Oh,
run in a
that's
few minutes.
why I think I'm saving it for last. I'm. This was a tough one because I'm gonna piggyback off of what John said in regards to the quarterbacks. Purdy looked phenomenal against Seattle last week,
Yes.
and also in wrestling terms, the fact that when they introduced him on fucking Fox, they had Paul Heyman introducing him.
I thought that was perfect.
That shit got me hyped.
That's my guy.
But besides that, but regardless of that, Purdy is looking great. But then again, you have Prescott. Oh,
You guys actually you guys actually trust Dak Prescott.
Costa, we know why you're picking the Niners, dude. You're not being you're being a little biased right now.
I'm picking the Niners because that's my godfather's favorite team, so that's why I'm picking the Niners. Sorry.
Again, biased. That's what's called being biased. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, but it's gonna be close, like very close. Like I'm gonna say this right now. I have a feeling that it's gonna be gone by at least 3 points. I mean, at most 3. At most 3.
You all are unserious, man. Unserious.
So what do you think the score is going to be? 50-0?
Yeah. 49ers.
Wow. Homer.
John, this is going to be the same guy who lives in a country whose football league isn't even relevant.
It's also talking to the same guy who's ever had Stanley Cup win. But Carl, go ahead.
I know, right?
I'm going with the Cowgirls. As much as I like 49ers. Prescott impresses me more.
Again, Costa, you're being a little biased here because I love it. You're throwing your family member under the bus, dude. That's not the real reason why. All right, that's not the real reason why. Don't try to put all that Canadian hospitality. It's a boot my family. No, fuck that shit. We know the reason why, and we're getting into that right now. The final game happening on Saturday night. It is the New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles at home in Philly. Where, according to the matchup predictor, I'm reading that the Eagles are coming in at an 80% chance of winning. The over/under is Philly at 7.5, and now the injury reports is only 2 players in total. You have Aziz. I'm gonna fuck up his last name. Aziz Ojulari on the Giants, who is questionable, and you have Avante Maddox, who's out because of a toe injury.
Yes.
So I'm not picking Costa for this one at all because we don't know who's gonna pick. So Carl, you go first.
Huh?
Who'd you go with? You picked me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Damn internet. I am going with the Eagles because I hate the goddamn Giants.
Thank you. Mr. Roberts. Thank you, Mr. Roberts.
Hold on. Let me pick my team first, and then I'll let you two go at it.
Yourself from
What-
New York,
what-
Jersey. Get the fuck out of my state.
No. To be honest, I'm gonna pick the Eagles in this one because the Eagles are too good.
Yo! What are we witnessing here? Hold on.
I'm being straightforward. I'm sorry. The Eagles have been my top pick this entire season for the NFC.
Holy shit.
And
Costa, he is a Jets fan. Do you
Oh,
know
yeah.
with this?
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that, bro. Yeah. All right.
That's not the reason why I was picking the fucking Eagles, all right? Not at all. if it was because of that, then I would not have picked the Giants for last week against Minnesota.
Mhm. That's true.
But again, I'm
I know
picking the
reason
Eagles
why, and I'm
because
not going to say it. I'll say it off air.
Okay.
fine. So I'm picking the Eagles, but again, it's going to be a close game because the Giants looked great last week against Minnesota, but then again, it's Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's Minnesota, unfortunately.
Kirk Cousins as
Phil-
a quarterback.
Philly is way too tough.
Way too tough.
So, Costa, now I'm going with you.
Yeah. You know what? It's a Philly thing. I'm going with Philly.
And last but not least, John, while I mute and go hide myself right now, because it looks like he's about to explode more than the Goodyear blip. So, John, take it away.
I'm gonna go. Oh, he really did. He did run and hide on that one.
Yeah.
I am going with the New York Giants.
Well, isn't that
I'm
a
gonna
surprise?
die on this hill for my team.
Just say Giants. Do not say New York because they don't play in fucking New York.
Here's why I think the New York Giants are gonna win.
Okay. Say your piece.
Jalen Hurts hasn't played a meaningful game in about a month. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Every time, Casa, we play you guys, it's always a close game.
Yes. You're
It's
correct.
always a bloodbath type of game.
Yes.
And
That's
yes, I think this whole rhetoric of, oh, the Giants played Minnesota last week, they got off easy. I think that's the biggest load of horse shit I've ever heard. No,
Oh,
I'm
come
being
on.
serious here for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I hate this notion that, oh, the Giants got off easy. No, the Giants didn't get off easy. The Giants played one of the tougher teams in the NFC and proved to them why they won. They're walking into Philly and they're going to prove to the Eagles why they're the better team.
Boss man.
Hold on.
Calm down.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout because it's not.
Okay.
I'm saying it's going to be within a field goal.
Oh, 3 points?
3 points.
Okay.
But I go back to this other thing. What is one thing Daniel Jones has that Jalen Hurts doesn't have right now?
Probably consistency of games.
He has what's called, it's in wrestling, it's ring rust. Okay.
Ringer, yeah.
The Giants last week against Minnesota showed that you have a good offensive line there. Costa, who the hell from your team is going to stop Saquon Barkley?
Let's see. Maybe Hassan Reddick?
Doubtful. Barkley gets one or two open holes, he's done.
And this is why I went into hiding.
We'll see. Because Philadelphia has one of the best
Hold on a
offensive
second.
lines in the league. So we'll see.
Okay,
I
Costa.
doubt what you're saying. I doubt it completely.
Of course you're going to doubt it. You're an Eagles fan.
Time out.
One
Mr. Robert
sec.
Dawson, time out.
The Giants played the Eagles twice in the regular season.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first time was with a team. The Eagles spanked the Giants 48-22.
I told you. Yep.
Week 17 or week 18, as you want to call it, Giants played the Eagles again and was beaten 22-16. Just think of
Okay.
that, John.
Okay. You're right about the two losses.
Yes.
But you're wrong in the fact that the postseason is a much different animal than the regular season. And while
Okay.
Philly didn't show certain things in both of those games, I sure as hell know for a fact Dable didn't show some things in those two games either. You have to realize something. The Giants right now are on a hot streak. Wow, I just killed off two of them. Wow, this is weird. The Giants right now are playing the best.
We're hiding from this bloodbath that's happening right now. We're hiding from this shit.
Hey, peanut gallery. Shh.
Go ahead.
Really, really, Sean? You of all people are calling me the peanut gallery? Really?
I'm sorry, Ryan, but let me continue here.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is my team.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna start chucking things in a second. Costa, I'm telling this to you right now.
Yes.
This isn't gonna be a walk in the park for you guys.
Oh, I know that.
This is a game. This is gonna be a team that I don't think you guys are prepared for yet.
Well, considering we beat them twice, I guess we're...
In the Jesus H Mother Mary. In the regular season, you beat us.
Wait a second, John. Don't even bring that shit in here.
Listen to me, boss. You can't even beat Boston Scott, who is our smallest friggin'. He has 10 out of his 17 touchdowns against the Giants, man.
Costa, you're forgetting the other part.
He's our smallest running back. You cannot
Costa,
do that.
you have to realize something. The Giants right now are in a groove here. Okay.
They
walk
The groove to lose.
A team that usually doesn't give up 30 plus points in a game. They gave up 30 to the Giants.
Boss. Do you want me to tell you what I think the score is going to be?
Go right ahead. I'd love to hear this one.
Eagles, 40 points. And this goes back to your point of it not being a blowout, which I think it will be. Eagles, 40 points. Giants, 22 points. Okay? It's going to be a complete blowout.
Costa, I have a question.
Yes.
Whatever you guys have up there in Canada, can you send some my way? Because apparently now you're a comedian.
Sure. I'll send you some pancakes and syrup to your home there.
Costa, because apparently now you're a comedian. You think you think you're gonna kick our? You guys aren't gonna kick our ass. Let's call it what it is.
Oh yes, we will. Yes, we will. Definitely, yes, we will. We will.
Costa, again, you're dealing with a different Giants team right now.
Trust me, boss. Saquon Barkley won't be able to get through our offensive line. Trust me that. Trust me, our defensive line. Trust me on that. Trust me.
Yeah, and people said the same thing about us with Minnesota. Look at how well we did against them.
This guy.
What are you doing?
I'm acting like when there's a debate going on. There's the ad going on at the bottom. This is the ad. Our coffee. While you two are going at it.
You beat a team that has Kirk Cousins as their quarterback.
And you guys, Costa, you're sitting here saying like Jalen Hurts is the next freaking Donovan McNabb.
He is. I'm saying that right now.
You're joking me right now.
No. I'm saying that
Jalen
right
Hurts
now. He's even better than Donovan McNabb.
Get the. Are you high right now?
No, I'm realistic. I'm not high.
Realistic, my ass. When you say that, Jalen Hurts is better than Randall Cunningham.
Yes, he has the potential to be so.
I can't. But and I'm laughing right now that you think this guy's going to do something.
He is going to do something.
He's had one good season.
Because, you know why? Because Jalen Hurts is a very, very versatile quarterback. If you stop the run, he can throw the ball. And I say that to say that all this noodle arm narrative needs to stop about Jalen Hurts because he can definitely throw the ball downfield.
Again, Costa, you're saying about him being a versatile, that if you stop the run, how many times have we seen quarterbacks who are running style quarterbacks who end up shortening their career because of that? Do I have to bring up Robert Griffin III?
That's true. You're correct. That's true. And that goes back to the point of trying to keep Jalen Hurts out for some of the games during the end of the season because they didn't want him to get more injured than he already probably is.
because they're babying him.
They're
You don't go to
babying
the-
him.
You don't go to the National Football League and go, oh, we don't want to get our quarterback more injured. I'm sorry, it's the fucking National Football League. Grow a set of balls and beat your head.
Okay, John. You're not the you're not the person to tell people to grow some balls. Okay, so just.
Well, no, you like deflated ones.
Yeah, you're the definition. I'm joking. No. I'm not gonna say that.
Yes, Ryan? Ryan, you come back in.
Okay.
Is it safe to come play now?
Yes, we can.
Here, I'll
Okay.
make a bet for you two.
Yes.
Hold on, I'll make a bet.
Here we go.
Let's make
Here
a
we
bet.
go.
Let's make a bet. Let's go.
Here's the bet.
Yes.
If the Eagles win, John, you must wear an Eagles jersey on this show.
That's not a problem.
And
Oh.
vice versa. If the Giants win, Costa, you wear a Giants jersey on this show.
Okay. No problem.
Fine.
That's a bet.
Now I just have to go find
Simple
myself
bet.
a-
Yes.
Fine. You got it.
You got it. I'll even do you one better. I'll even do you one better. Hold on. I'll even do you one better. If the Eagles lose tomorrow, I will, besides the Giants jersey, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it in time, but I will wear a Dallas Cowboys jersey on the show. Does that work?
Wow.
And I'll top you on that
Damn!
one. I'll top you on that one.
Okay.
If, and this is a big if, the Eagles win, you see this nice, luscious hair?
Yes.
I'll put it on the line again, part 2.
Okay. Fine. He shaved his head. Fine. He shaved his head bald. Fine. That's a bet for
Folks,
me.
you heard right here, the bet.
Yes, sir.
So hold on, John Costa. Who'd you guys pick again?
Asshole.
John, I know you got the Giants, and Costa, you got the Eagles.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Oh,
So, Ryan, what was that like sitting in the background watching us go at it?
I was loving every second of it. Of course, I came on and pretended I was an ad on Fox promoting our coffee.
Which actually, if you go based on who we predicted, I set up a very interesting AFC and NFC championship game.
What?
If you go based on who I predicted, it's going to be a rematch of last year's AFC championship game
Yep.
And a battle of the NFC East.
for the NFC championship game.
Mm-hmm. Right. Correct.
I'll tell you this right now. That day, I'm actually going to be in Jersey for a wrestling show.
Oh,
I guarantee you can see a lot of people wearing Giants jerseys that day when we make it.
okay, John. You're getting way too ahead of yourself here, man.
Okay. So I think it's safe to say we made our bets, and unless there's anything else you want to talk about, I think we're good for tonight.
Yeah, I got nothing. Actually, wait.
Why don't we get into some of the news and sports?
What happened?
Huh?
I have no idea.
Why don't we get into news from other sports right now?
Okay, such as?
I don't even know if there was anything else going on.
The Michigan.
I
Yes.
don't know how I feel about that.
What happened in Michigan? I don't know. Sorry.
Would you like me to report on that?
Actually, I have it right here in front of me, Carl.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Oh, okay. I was going to send it to you.
Carl, he just
If
said
you
he
have it,
has
go ahead.
Okay. So, earlier today, the University of Michigan announced it has fired their co-offensive coordinator, Matt Weiss, who is under investigation by university police for and I quote, report of computer access crimes at the school's football facility. In a
Really?
statement, the athletic director said the termination came after a review of university policies. The statement added the school would not comment any further. Weiss has been the co-coordinator for Michigan for one season and with the school overall for 2 seasons, both of which ended up in the college football playoff. He shared play calling duties on offense this season. His firing is expected to be for cause, and there's a clause in his contract that includes for cause firings for both conviction of a felony along with a conduct clause for morality. Michigan officials were told ESPN on Tuesday that Weiss had been placed on leave. No new evidence has emerged publicly since initial reports of Weiss being put on leave, and no charges have been filed in the case yet.
Oh shit! I didn't even know about that story. Wow.
Weiss's firing means that Michigan will need a new coach at one of the program's most important positions. Weiss oversaw the precipitous rise of quarterback J.J. McCarthy, who broke out as one of the country's star quarterbacks this past season. And, to top it all off, Weiss made $850,000 in base salary and is slated to earn $400,000 in bonuses.
Wow.
interested.
Very.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you guys remember Michigan. I mean, this wouldn't make national headlines if it was Timbuktu University.
No, this is like one of the biggest schools in the country.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Michigan is always one of the because I always put Michigan in like the same realm as as the Ohio State. I have to preference it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ohio State. I'm trying to think of who else. USC. Yeah. I put in the same. It doesn't matter who they're playing. Damn well they're going to sell out that stadium every freaking time. And that's one of the biggest stadiums. Ann Arbor Stadium is one of the biggest college stadiums out there.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think last I checked, they hold something like 116,000 people or something,
give or take.
I remember, didn't they hold a outdoor hockey game like a couple of years ago?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Didn't Michigan hold one of the like the New Year's Day hockey things?
Yes.
Yeah, it was, and they actually broke the record too. They actually broke the record
for attendance. Yeah.
For attendance, yeah, it was the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In baseball news, which is something we haven't heard of in a while, apparently the Marlins and the Twins executed a long-rumored trade today.
Okay.
With American League batting champion Luis Arraez heading to Miami for right-hander Pablo Lopez and a pair of prospects.
That deal actually works out for Miami in an aspect. They need hitting desperately down there, especially with the hitting that you have in Philly, you sort of have in Washington, you sort of have in New York with the Mets. Miami, to me, is that one team that it's like you don't expect them to ever do good.
Yeah.
They're usually they're usually lucky if they get 50 wins in a season.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they get enough good guys down there. It can make things interesting.
I can see that. Also, in a very funky NBA style news, apparently, obviously the NBA people here knows what I'm going to mention. So, from the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic.
Doncic, yeah. Doncic, yeah. What about him?
Sorry, Luka Doncic. Apparently, fans are bashing him after he pulled up to a game in an excessive $200,000 apocalypse-proof Jeep.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, as they say, quote unquote, apocalypse-proof. Apparently, it was shit. We were he drove up in a $200,000 heavily modified Jeep Gladiator this past Wednesday.
Wow. That's
The company turns the Gladiator into a three-axle, 6,250-pound beast that runs on gigantic 40-inch wheels and has an 8-foot-long rear bed with a custom roll cage. Its 6.2-liter V8 engine delivers 500 horsepower, and a version with a supercharged Hellcat unit can bump it up to over 700 horsepower.
wow.
Can I ask a question in all this?
Yes.
Why are people upset by this?
It's Dallas.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, the fact that people are pitching a blue sheet about that, I'm like, really?
Again, it's Dallas.
Exactly, yeah.
To me, that makes no sense.
That's your answer, yeah.
That'd be like somebody go into like a supermarket and complain that the cashier comes riding in a Mercedes Benz.
Exactly, and also in baseball news again. This past week, the Mets organization lost basically one of their biggest names, original Mets home run king Frank Thomas, at the age of 93 years old. He was a member of the original 1962 team, spending 3 seasons with them. He had 34 homers during the Mets' inaugural season, a record that stood until Dave Kingman knocked 36 homers in 1975. He also drove in 94 runs during the season, a mark that stood until 1970.
Wow.
Yeah, those
He was a 3-time All-Star and received votes for MVP in 5 different seasons over the course of his 16-year career. He finished as high as 4th in MVP voting in 1958 with the Pittsburgh Pirates when he slashed 281, 334, and 528 with 35 homers, 109 RBIs, and 89 runs.
People forget those early Met teams were definitely interested.
Something. That's all I'm going to say on that. Trying to see if there's anything.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, while you looked it up, with the Mets, by the way, those early Met teams, they set the record for the most losses in a season.
Mm-hmm.
They went, I think, 40 and 120, which the closest that ever came was a number of years ago when the Tigers, this is after Scherzer and Verlander. So this must have been like 08, 09, I think it was. And they ended up being within a couple of games of breaking that record.
Also, this happened yesterday. A very well-known pitcher, World Series pitcher actually, is going to a new team this coming season.
Yeah.
Left-handed reliever Aroldis Chapman has reportedly agreed to terms to a 1-year, $3.75 million contract with the Kansas City Royals.
That would work with them. Royals are a team that seems to always need bullpen help, and Chapman is somebody who is reliable. Yes, granted, he pretty much fucked it up with the Yankees. But when he's not with the Yankees, I mean, it's funny. Chapman going to Kansas City goes back to the whole thing of there are some people who just can't make it in New York, who just can't handle the New York pressure, and who do better elsewhere.
I couldn't agree. And history is being made in baseball in the minor leagues, actually. The Hillsborough Hops has hired their new manager. And for the first time in history, it is a female manager.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's good for them.
Ronnie Gajonik, she served as video coordinator for the Hillsborough Hops, the Class High A team for the Diamondbacks in 2001. She was on the coaching staff of I swear to God, this is the Double A affiliate name, the Amarillo Sob Poodles. as first base coach last season.
You almost made me choke on my water, man. Holy shit.
That's okay.
That's okay.
So Ronnie is the first woman to manage a minor league Class High A team. Last season, Rachel Bukovic became the first woman to manage a professional baseball team last year when she led the New York Yankees Class A Tampa Tarpons.
I'm sorry. The fact that this is like, oh my God, this is a big thing, I don't understand. To me, if you have somebody who's capable of leading a team or who has the capability of running an organization, like you see it happened a couple of years ago with the San Antonio Spurs and Becky Hammond, I don't understand why it matters what gender they are. To me, if they're suitable enough for the position, hire them.
Exactly.
I agree.
That's something I'll never understand.
Let's see. In hockey news, big surprise there. The Toronto Maple Leafs will not win the Stanley Cup. Who saw that coming? I think about the entire goddamn planet.
It's not news. That's not the news that was reported because they won, by the way, yesterday, 4-1. And Austin Matthews had 2 goals, by the way. So there you go. That's real news.
Do you still have Crybaby Tavares on your team?
Unfortunately, yes. I don't even like Tavares, but yes.
Well, that's on you guys. Just as long as he's wearing his speedy pajamas.
Wow.
What?
Nothing.
We all saw the photos. It's true.
I can't say anything. I still think that whole thing was because his wife decided to take the organization. We all know when it comes to that relationship, who wears the pants in that relationship.
Which relationship? Tavares?
Tavares and his girlfriend.
Why? Who wears the pants?
Not him.
It's not him.
I don't know. I don't know the backstory to that, so I don't know the backstory.
She basically told him, "You're coming to Toronto."
Really?
And he turned around and goes, "Yes, ma'am." Again, I learned one thing in my 30 years of being on this earth: you don't want to piss off a woman.
A woman scorned, yeah.
Because they can kill you in many ways that you don't even think of. And because they spend so much time watching all these crime scene shows like Law and Order and 48 Hours and CSI and all that stuff, they can make it look like it was an accident.
Okay, John. This isn't a soap opera, man. Relax, yo.
I'm just saying. Right, tell me if I'm wrong on that one. Right, this isn't Charlie Chaplin.
What?
John, you know the drill.
I'll put myself in timeout.
That's a good boy. 2-minute penalty. 2-minute penalty for the Jersey Giants lover.
The Jersey Giants, yeah.
But but no, I definitely agree. I think definitely John Tavares' girlfriend had a say in that.
Yeah.
When he first went up to Toronto, like completely out of nowhere, he wanted to stay with the Islanders, but then all of a sudden pulled an 11 o'clock hour move and said, "Oh no, I'm going back to Toronto." Why? Oh, because I want to play with my home team. No, you're not. Your girlfriend has your balls in her purse.
Okay, Mr. Peterson, that's enough bashing of the Toronto Maple Leafs and John Tavares.
I'm not bashing on the Maple Leafs. I'm just bashing on Tavares, dude.
Okay. All right. Well, you can bash Tavares all you want, just not the Leafs. Anyway.
That's what I'm doing. I'm bashing Tavares. I'm not bashing the Leafs.
Okay. Okay, then.
That was the excuse that he said that he wanted to play with his with his team that he loved growing up at watching as a kid.
Yes.
After all the fucking hook, line, and sinker that he did for the Islanders.
Right. Right. You're correct, sir. You're correct, sir.
I am ignoring that comment, Mr. Roberts. Okay, John, you're out of the penalty box. Come back into the field.
Woohoo! I didn't trip.
For once.
Yeah, because you're not playing. You're not on the golf course, Mister.
Costa.
There's nowhere for you to trip unless you're tripping in your own home.
Anyway, gentlemen. I think it's safe to say. God, I hope it is really safe to say that. One other sport I do want to talk about, and it's been causing a lot of controversy in the last couple of days.
What?
The Australian Open.
What happened there?
Please fill me in.
So apparently, the officials and referees for the Australian Open are really not in the favor of the players this year.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've seen clips of it online. Like fans, taunting, the players and whatnot while they're getting ready to serve and whatnot. Again, in tennis, you're supposed to be quiet, and the referees are supposed to say, please remain silent or whatnot over the PA. They didn't do shit. Where they had Djokovic politely tell someone to shut the fuck up. and you had two other players telling fans to shut the fuck up. One of them actually cursed at the referee for doing. Oh, and that was the other one too. It was Andy Murray's match a couple days ago.
Okay.
They started at around 11:30 their time. Their match went on almost 5.5, 6 hours, and they weren't allowed to go take a piss.
Wow, really?
As per Australian Open officials' rules, they weren't allowed to go leave and take a piss. Andy Murray politely said to the referee that they've been playing for over 5 hours, but we can't go take a fucking piss break for 30 seconds. That's so wrong, and you know it.
That's true.
So I don't know what the hell is going on with the tennis association, but they need to get their shit together and stop choking themselves on Wimbledon grass.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I agree.
Yeah. Because I think the next major tennis tournament is not the U.S. Open. French Open, yeah.
French. It's the French Open.
And that is the U.S. because then it's right over in Queens.
Nope. Wimbledon,
then U.S.
Wimbledon, then U.S. The U.S. Open is the last one of the major four.
But that's U.S. Open is usually like full time.
No, end of August, early September. So right around Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because down in Australia, it's hot right now.
That is correct.
So my guess is they're probably going to the French Open in April, and then June they play in Wimbledon, and then they come over here. But in the meantime, they're playing mini tournaments throughout the entire country. Actually, throughout the world.
Yeah, usually it's a lot of no-name people.
When it comes to the big tournaments, that's when they have the bigger names coming.
Yeah.
And also the U.S. Open taking place at some place called Arthur Ashe Stadium where they've had I think about 1 or 2 wrestling events in. Just saying.
Oh yes, but Ryan, I think it's safe to say we can wrap the show up for tonight because I have nothing else to get to.
I'm good.
Casa,
what?
There's actually one other announcement here.
Yes.
I think there's a birthday in this group.
Unfortunately, the person who you're referring to is not in the room right now.
I don't care.
Oh yes.
Folks, if you don't know who we're talking about, our esteemed producer, Mr. Carl Roberts, is turning 44 years old tomorrow.
Is that it? Oh, is that real? Or shit?
No, it's legit.
Okay.
Speaking about the old man.
Happy birthday, Carl, man. Enjoy your
Hold
day.
on. Hey! What did I do? What did I do? Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. What did I do? That's close enough.
Happy birthday, Mr. Roberts.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day, boss.
Happy birthday, Carl.
Happy birthday, Mr. Roberts. That sounds so wrong.
What's wrong? What's wrong about Mr. Roberts? What's wrong about saying Mr. Roberts?
It just sounds so wrong coming from my mouth.
Okay.
So Ryan and John and Costa, the reason it's hot over there is because when it's our winter, it's their summer.
Yeah.
And vice versa. When it's our summer, it's their winter.
Thank you, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
2023, we get a Bill Nye the Science reference.
It's a compliment because Bill Nye is a fucking legend, all right?
We all grew up on him except for John.
I grew up on him.
That sounds so wrong, John.
I know. I grew up watching him on my TV.
Can you even reach? I mean, you're so small. You look like Humpty Dumpty anyway, so I don't know if you can.
That's what's gonna happen to your Eagles tomorrow night. They're gonna go Humpty Dumpty all the way down as my Giants win the game. So.
Oh, you wish.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Let's not start this shit. Let's not start World War III here, okay? Hold on. Let's not start the Revolution War again, all right?
Okay. No problem.
But guys and John, I think it's safe to say I think tonight was a great show considering seeing John and Costa go at it like what the hell.
It's okay. It'll happen only once in a blue moon, so it's all good.
Well,
but anyway,
it's when it comes true. But Ryan, let me throw it to you first. What do you have coming up?
Right now, I got absolutely nothing for the rest of January for now. But I have February 11th. I am in lovely Rahway, New Jersey for WrestlePro. The 19th, I have Creator Pro. The 3rd, if things work out well, I may be at some place that involves a garden. I don't know. Because I got high.
Carl, Costa, do you guys have anything you guys have to promote?
So just a programming note. Yesterday's show, I was supposed to do yesterday's show, and I didn't do it because I had a personal issue. But I'll be back next week to do the show on Thursday, and it'll be out on Friday. So a pre-recorded show of my show and Chris's show, the Rock and Rap Connection, will be back next week. And it will be available next week. So stay tuned for that.
Definitely check it out. And guys, like Costa said, if you go to our YouTube page, which is youtube.com/@the ATR Network 2022.
Yep.
You can also get past videos of Costa show, past videos of this show. You can also, the coffee as well. You can also see past shows of our flagship show, the Round the Ropes podcast. Also, it's going to be the future home as Ryan now is making out with the coffee.
It's organic crack.
That's what gets you off these days. Go right ahead. Have fun. It'll also be the future home of the Curtain Call with Mr. Peterson and his co-host Brian Gross. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned also for other minor shows and other segments that we will be bringing in over the next couple weeks. Because guys, you might be hearing some wolves howling soon. Stay tuned.
Did you say wolves?
Yes, Costa. I'll explain off there what I'm referring to.
Okay. All right.
But guys, unless anybody else has anything else to say, I think I can sign us off for tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm good.
For Carl, for Ryan, and for Costa, I'm John. Guys, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the games this weekend. Hopefully your team wins. And again, folks, handle your balls with care. We'll see you guys here next week.
if you have any, that is.
Have fun.